Boker Tov. It's Friday morning, uh, a day of jihad. Uh, what can I tell you? It's another day in Israel, another day in the crazy world of hate and division. So, I'm coming to actually make a warning. I'm sorry, folks. I'm just lots of fun, aren't I? Well, here it is. Uh, it's a trap. We're being drawn into a trap in Gaza. Let's be clear. Hamas has no illusions that sending those pickup trucks and motorcycles and hang gliders in was going to defeat Israel. No illusion, folks. Don't think for a moment we're winning the war. That was a battle tactic. Hamas planned ahead of time to take captives. That's why they were so efficient at it. Otherwise, they would all stayed there and been martyred. No, they went in to bring hostages back. Kill as many people, but most importantly, take as many hostages as you possibly can. Why? It's setting a trap. Iran wants Israel to send soldiers in. Iran wants Israel to deploy as many troops in Gaza as it possibly can. Now, of course, Israel is going to want to go in for this ground invasion. You could have predicted this. I did. You could have predicted this. They're drawing Israelis in, and mind you, this was planned very well in advance. So what else do we know? They're fighting the battle in Gaza. That's where Hamas is planning to fight this. In Gaza. How? Booby traps. They've had all the time they've needed to prepare to kill as many Israeli soldiers as they can on their own land in Gaza. They also want as many civilians to die as possible, which is why when Israel warned this morning, ordered Gaza civilians, Palestinians, to leave, to go south, for all those in northern Gaza to go south, Hamas immediately told them not to. And I can promise you, we can be certain, that they are going to kill those who try to leave. So they won't leave. They won't be allowed to leave. At the same time, Iran has just announced that the decisions on whether to do a second front will depend on how Israel handles Gaza. Why? Because this is all part of the plan. Draw Israel in, create as much carnage as possible on both sides, and then use that as the excuse to mobilize the missiles from Hezbollah to the north in Syria. At that point, the internal word will go out for the jihad in Israel. The riots and so forth will happen probably today, if not tomorrow. Okay, if not what's being called for now. Gaza is a trap. We shouldn't be going in. We should be protecting the border, continue to do the strikes like we're doing, pray for the civilians, maybe some rescue attempts. Sadly, well, I won't say all hope is lost, but it is very difficult for those hostages at this point. But they are being used as bait. They are live bait. Who will be killed as time goes on if the bait doesn't draw the result that they want, which is Israel to move and occupy, to move the forces into Gaza, as justification for Hezbollah's actions, Syria's actions to the north, and ultimately for Iran's actions, for what will be the final phase of this war. The war between Iran and the two Satans. America's ships are there. The great Satan is there. We mustn't go into Gaza. Not now, anyway. Continue to strike them. Put troops on the border so there's no more people coming in. But we are walking right into an enormous trap. And it will lead right to the next phase of this war, which is the far more serious phase of this war, as bad as it's been. Pray for the discernment of our generals in Israel and America not to fall for this. And pray for the world. What Satan is doing is exactly what Satan is hoping for, is looking for people to seek vengeance. Vengeance is the Lord's. Satan wants us to go above and beyond justice. Because that's what lets hate move in. Hate moves into the hearts of everyone at that point. Vengeance is the Lord's. If we go beyond what we need to do, and if we don't fight this war smart, it will escalate. That's what the war pigs will do, and that's what the head of these war pigs is hoping for. The one that's controlling war pigs on all sides. We're letting hate creep into our hearts, and then we sin. When we really should be loving our fellow. Pray for the world. And have a good day. There's still joy in the day. Look at the sun. Look at the beautiful sun. Gotta love that sun.